From the first thunderous engine roar over foreign skies to the precision strikes that would turn the tide of entire campaigns. The aircraft of the United States in World War II were more than machines. They were symbols of industrial power, tactical innovation, and courage under fire. Across continents and oceans, from the deserts of North Africa to the jungles of the Pacific, American aircraft carried the weight of strategy, protection, and firepower. In this documentary, we explore every major aircraft used by the United States during the conflict, examining their roles, designs, operational use, and the ways they shaped the war and the future of aviation. Fighters were the swift, decisive guardians of the skies, tasked with establishing air superiority, escorting bombers, and engaging enemy aircraft in deadly dogfights. These aircraft defined the tactical advantage in both Europe and the Pacific, where speed, firepower, and maneuverability often determined the outcome of entire battles. P-40 Warhawk, one of the earliest American fighters to see extensive combat, the P-40 was a single-engine, single-seat aircraft that excelled in ground attack and air combat at low to medium altitudes. Its rugged construction and heavy armament made it suitable for harsh environments, including the China, Burma, India theater, where it became iconic with the Flying Tigers. Various versions, such as the P-40E, were equipped with 6 .50 caliber machine guns and could carry light bombs for close support. Despite being outclassed at high altitudes by later Axis aircraft, the Warhawk's versatility and reliability kept it in frontline service throughout the early war years. P-38 Lightning, recognizable by its distinctive twin-boom design, the P-38 Lightning was a high-speed, long-range fighter used extensively in the Pacific and European theaters. It excelled in interception, escort, reconnaissance, and ground attack roles, often flying missions deep into enemy territory. The P-38 was heavily armed with 4 .50 caliber machine guns and a 20mm cannon concentrated in its nose, giving it exceptional accuracy. Variants such as the P-38J and P-38L improved range and performance, while recon versions known as F-5s conducted crucial intelligence missions over occupied Europe and the Pacific Islands. P-47 Thunderbolt, nicknamed the Jug for its bulky fuselage and durability, the P-47 was one of the heaviest fighters of the war. Powered by a radial engine, it could absorb immense damage and continue flying, making it ideal for both air-to-air combat and ground attack. Armed with 8 .50 caliber machine guns and capable of carrying bombs and rockets, the P-47 provided critical close air support during the Allied advance in Europe. It was particularly effective at high-altitude escort missions and earned a reputation as a workhorse in both the European and Mediterranean theaters. P-51 Mustang, widely regarded as the definitive long-range escort fighter of World War II, the P-51 Mustang combined high speed, agility, and extended operational range. Equipped with 6 .50 caliber machine guns and capable of carrying bombs, it escorted bombers on deep missions over Germany, drastically reducing Allied bomber losses. The Mustang's Merlin-powered variants, especially the P-51D, achieved unprecedented performance at high altitudes. It also saw use in ground attack missions and provided air cover in the Pacific late in the war, demonstrating versatility across multiple theaters. F-4U Corsair, designed for carrier operations, the Corsair featured a distinctive inverted gull wing design that allowed for a powerful engine and large propeller clearance. It excelled in the Pacific, where its speed, heavy armament, and firepower made it highly effective against Japanese aircraft and ground targets. The F-4U carried 4 to 6 .50 caliber machine guns and could deliver bombs and rockets. Its performance on land bases and carriers alike ensured it remained a dominant fighter until the end of the war. F-6F Hellcat, developed to counter the Mitsubishi A6M0, the Hellcat was a rugged, carrier-based fighter with excellent firepower, armor, and operational reliability. It achieved one of the highest kill-to-loss ratios in aviation history and played a critical role in gaining air superiority in the Pacific. Versions like the F-6F3 and F-6F5 incorporated radar, improved engines, and reinforced structures, making it a mainstay of U.S. Navy fighter operations. P-39 Airacobra, unique for its mid-engine configuration, the P-39 was designed for low-altitude air combat and ground attack. Equipped with a 37mm cannon in its nose, it provided heavy firepower against both aircraft and armored targets. While less effective at high altitudes, the P-39 saw extensive use in the Pacific and North Africa, and some were supplied to Soviet forces under Lend-Lease. P-63 King Cobra, an advanced derivative of the P-39, the King Cobra featured improved aerodynamics, speed, and armament. While it saw limited combat in U.S. service, It was widely supplied to Soviet forces where it performed well against German aircraft. The P-63 included heavier cannons, reinforced armor, and better high-speed performance than its predecessor, F-2A Buffalo, an early US Navy carrier fighter. The Buffalo was quickly outclassed by Japanese designs, but represented a critical step in the development of naval aviation. It served primarily in the early Pacific campaigns and provided valuable lessons that informed the design of later, more capable carrier fighters. Bombers next. We examine the heavy bombers that dominated the skies in Europe and the Pacific. These aircraft carried the destructive payloads capable of crippling enemy industry, disrupting logistics and supporting ground offensives. B-17 Flying Fortress. The B-17 was a 4-engine heavy bomber renowned for its durability and defensive firepower. It conducted precision daylight bombing over Europe, targeting factories, railroads, and strategic installations. Armed with up to 13 .50 caliber machine guns and capable of carrying a bomb load exceeding 8,000 pounds, the B-17 could return home even after sustaining heavy damage. Various models, including the B-10CNF and B-77G, featured improved armament, armor, and avionics, making it one of the most iconic American bombers of the war. B-24 Liberator. With a longer range and larger bomb load than the B-17, the B-24 served across all theaters including Europe, the Pacific, and the Mediterranean. Its distinctive high aspect ratio wing allowed for extended operational distance, enabling missions deep into enemy territory. The B-24 was versatile, serving as a bomber, reconnaissance aircraft, and transport platform. Models such as the B-24D and B-24J incorporated stronger defensive armament and improved engines, solidifying its role as a multi-purpose bomber. B-25 Mitchell, a medium bomber. The B-25 gained fame during the Doolittle raid over Tokyo, showcasing its long-range capabilities and versatility. Armed with machine guns, bombs, and rockets, it conducted both bombing and strafing missions. Its range, maneuverability, and payload made it ideal for both land and maritime targets, with operational use spanning the Pacific, Mediterranean, and European theaters. B-26 Marauder. Initially considered difficult to fly due to high landing speeds, the B-26 became a highly effective medium bomber. Known for precision bombing and rapid strikes, it operated mainly in Europe and North Africa. Variants such as the B-26B and B-26C improved survivability, engine power, and defensive armament, allowing crews to deliver accurate payloads while sustaining minimal losses. B-29 Superfortress. The most advanced US bomber of the war, the B-29 featured pressurized cabins, remote-controlled gun turrets, and long-range capability. It played a decisive role in the Pacific, including the atomic bomb missions over Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Variants like the B-29B were stripped of defensive armament for increased speed, demonstrating adaptability for specialized missions. A-20 Havoc, a light bomber and attack aircraft. The A-20 excelled in low-level bombing, strafing, and night intruder operations. Used in the European and Pacific theaters, it was fast, maneuverable, and capable of carrying bombs and forward-firing cannons. A-26 Invader. Introduced late in the war, the A-26 combined speed, firepower, and payload capacity. It performed precision bombing and ground attack missions in Europe and the Pacific, setting the standard for post-war light bombers. Naval Aircraft. Next, we explore the aircraft that ensured US naval dominance, striking enemy fleets and providing air cover over vast oceans. Carrier-based and seaplane designs were essential for projecting power across the Pacific and Atlantic theaters. SBD Dauntless. The Dauntless was a carrier-based dive bomber responsible for devastating Japanese carriers at the Battle of Midway. Its accuracy, range, and rugged construction made it a pivotal weapon in naval aviation. Variants such as the SBD-3 and SBD-5 improved bomb capacity and defensive armament. TBF Avenger, a torpedo bomber capable of carrying heavy payloads. The Avenger played a key role in anti-ship operations and naval engagements. Its large internal bomb bay and robust defensive armament made it effective against enemy warships and submarines. SB-2C Helldiver. Designed to replace the Dauntless, the Helldiver carried heavier bombs and had greater range. Although initial production faced challenges, it became a mainstay of carrier-based strike operations, supporting amphibious assaults and fleet attacks. F-4F Wildcat. The Wildcat was the primary US Navy fighter early in the Pacific War. It was rugged, reliable, and effective in coordinated defensive tactics despite being outperformed in speed by early Japanese fighters. OS-2 Kingfisher, a small observation seaplane. The Kingfisher performed reconnaissance, artillery spotting, and rescue missions. Its ability to operate from both ships and shore bases made it versatile in maritime operations. F-6F Hellcat and F-4U Corsair, both fighters served extensively in carrier operations, achieving air superiority over the Pacific and providing essential ground support in amphibious campaigns. Reconnaissance and observation. Reconnaissance aircraft were the eyes of commanders, flying often unarmed missions to gather critical intelligence on enemy positions, movements, and installations. Their contributions informed strategy and saved countless lives. O-47 to long-range observation aircraft used for artillery spotting and battlefield reconnaissance. Its stable flight and range allowed effective intelligence gathering over contested areas. F-5 Lightning, a photo recon variant of the P-38. The F-5 conducted high-speed photographic missions over enemy territory. Its speed and altitude performance allowed it to evade interceptors while capturing crucial imagery. PBY Catalina, a versatile flying boat, the Catalina performed maritime patrol, anti-submarine warfare, and search and rescue operations. Its long endurance made it ideal for oceanic reconnaissance and convoy protection. L-4 Grasshopper and L-5 Sentinel, lightweight liaison aircraft used for artillery spotting, reconnaissance, and medical evacuation. These aircraft operated from small airfields and rough terrain, providing frontline intelligence and support. Transport and cargo transport aircraft ensured troops, supplies, and equipment reached their destinations, forming the logistical backbone of U.S. military operations worldwide. C-47 Skytrain, derived from the civilian DC-3, the C-47 was a highly reliable transport capable of moving cargo, paratroopers, and wounded soldiers. Its rugged construction allowed operations from unprepared airstrips in Europe, North Africa, and the Pacific. C-46 Commando, larger than the C-47. The C-46 transported heavy cargo over long distances, including hazardous flights over the Himalayas. Its high-altitude performance and payload capacity made it indispensable in challenging theaters. C-54 Skymaster, a 4-engine long-range transport. The C-54 moved troops, supplies, and equipment across vast distances, supporting both European and Pacific operations. R-4D, the Navy's designation for the C-47, used for similar transport, paratroop, and supply missions, often operating from carriers and amphibious bases. Trainers training aircraft developed the pilots and crews who would go on to fly combat missions, bridging the gap between civilian flight instruction and the rigors of wartime operations. BT-13 Valiant, a primary trainer that taught basic flight skills, including takeoff, landing, and instrument navigation. Its simplicity and durability made it ideal for introducing novice pilots to military aviation. AT-6 Texan, an advanced trainer that prepared pilots for operational aircraft. Known for its maneuverability, the AT-6 simulated combat conditions and prepared crews for fighters and bombers alike. PT-17 Stearman, a biplane used for primary training. The PT-17 introduced students to basic flight principles, helping develop the foundational skills required for advanced instruction. T-6 Texan Thai late war variant designed for advanced flight training, bridging the gap to high-performance operational aircraft and ensuring pilots were ready for combat assignments. From nimble fighters to heavy bombers, carrier-based strike aircraft to reconnaissance and transport planes, every U.S. aircraft in World War II contributed to victory. Together, they advanced technology, defined aerial warfare, and shaped the course of history, leaving a legacy that still influences aviation today.